another episode of Always Open. We're gonna reveal what we're laughing about in just a second, but I think we just made Always Open history, if I'm not incorrect. Yes, Always Open history. I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and we got some lovely friends on the show today, starting with...
Hi, I'm Andrew. Andrew Rosas.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
It's me, your friendly neighborhood lipstickless Mary.
She did it.
We need to stop.
No! No, do not! No! Oh, Eric!
If you had never mentioned it, it wouldn't have happened.
No,
No.
it would have gone under the radar the whole
Here he
time.
comes.
You cursed.
Oh,
Yes, just being
it's happening.
secretive.
We're keeping this all in, by the way.
Oh, I know. Look at this.
Those lips, though.
I'm not happy about it. I almost got away with it.
You jinxed yourself.
I did. I shouldn't have said anything.
Close.
Yeah.
Now that I'm realizing it, Andrew doesn't have lipstick either. Well, welcome, guys, to the show. Andrew, first time, always opener. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of
it is
course.
it is a distinct pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, that is very nice of you to say. Why don't you tell the viewers who you are and what you do here if people aren't familiar with you?
I'm a writer over in our building where
Yep.
we're cranking out RT Shorts. I'm like the head writer for RT Shorts.
The content group.
Yeah, the content group, exactly. And that's a blast. I love doing it, and I love making funny for y'all.
You make us all funnier.
Yes,
And better
you
at
do.
what we do.
And you also direct us for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of
Most of the time.
directing.
You do a lot of directing, do a lot of writing. You are truly
Chef's kiss?
chef's kiss.
I'm Chef's kiss?
Chef's kiss?
You are chef's lipsticked.
Oh, God, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
It's funny because I actually first knew of Andrew. I didn't meet you, I don't think, but I knew of Andrew through Master Pancake Theater, which is something here in Austin that we have talked about, I think,
Yeah.
before. Basically, it's like Mystery Science Theater.
So much like
is
it, we
it?
got a cease and desist in 2004, I believe, when it was Mr. Sinus Theater, but now it's Master Pancake. And we've since actually done shows with like Joel and
Really?
and the Mystery Science Theater guys. So it's great now.
It's a relationship now, not a fight.
Exactly, it's a relationship now, not a fight. And yeah, so I've been doing that since like 2011.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's how long I've been at Rooster Teeth. Oh my God.
Mortality. Oh my God. Just taste-
We'll touch on that later. All right, well, let's start things off with our shot, ladies and gent.
Yeah.
Not over there.
I'm gonna do Mariel's.
Yeah, I'm not
'cause
drinking.
She's not drinking.
We all know what happens when I drink, you guys. It scares Hannah. I yell at dogs.
I still love you.
Thank you. It means
Always.
the world to me.
Always.
If you would have been like, hey, I can't be your friend anymore, I
No.
truly don't know what I would have done.
No, never.
Did you get to watch any of that off-topic episode?
there was a lot of brandishing, right? The brandishing went through the roof around here.
Yes,
A lot of things
brandishing.
Yeah,
That's
a good word.
Yeah, I went from being the girl who cries all the time to the girl who just wants to hit things with knives.
To attack.
Hashtag pause.
Yeah.
Hashtag shut the fuck up.
And throw out some
And shush
hashtags.
people.
So I'm not drinking for a while.
Yeah.
Take a little break, a little reset.
Fair.
Well, we're gonna drink.
Yes.
On behalf of you.
In your honor.
do.
So this was submitted by someone named Carlin N. And they claim it's the chocolate-covered cherry, but Texas assured me it is not. Because this has Crown Royal, amaretto, and cranberry juice.
There's no chocolate
I was
or
not
cherry
getting
in
that
it.
chocolate
whatsoever.
in that.
But cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Carlin.
Okay.
Looks like
Oh,
Kool-Aid.
I almost didn't. Oh God, I spilled.
I build. Yeah, take
Yep.
another one, so you better like it real quick.
Medicinal.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like cough syrup.
It does kind of taste medicinal.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but
I don't taste the chocolate that much.
No.
there's
Oh,
no chocolate.
He's shaking his
Yeah.
head. I don't taste a ton of chocolate. It's not bad.
No, it's not.
But it does taste like a cough drop.
Gets the job done.
She didn't like two of them.
The second one was 3 times as worse. All right, host the show.
All right.
I feel
we go.
great.
You feel good.
Yeah.
Good.
Heck yeah.
Got my
Swords
mitts on.
untouched.
Swords hidden where
Swords
we
hidden.
can't see.
I did have a training blade, that a little training dagger that I've been trying to learn how to flip, but I went and put that away because I knew if I had it here with me, I'd keep fucking with it.
Yeah, she'd mess with
Are
it.
you okay?
Yep.
Was there an
Great.
ant in yours?
There was alcohol in that.
Your
one.
eyes are watering.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you got maced.
I feel like I got maced, but in my stomach lining.
It's always my favorite
No.
when we can get Barbara to cry from laughter on the
Oh,
show.
yeah,
I
that's-
cry out from whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's happened a couple of times
Yeah.
on the show. I don't know why I cry. I think it's because I'm trying to stifle my laughter a little bit that it comes out through my eyes.
I instant like crying when I really get going. That's
Yeah.
like move number one is just waterworks. Like instant tears when something really gets me.
Yeah, you know you're having a good time when you cry.
Yeah, that is like the benchmark for like this. I'm having a great time, and like my laugh gets super high, like unreasonably high.
You
like
have one of the best laughs I think
do.
in the office.
it,
You-
Dog.
it-
Oh.
Sounds like a time.
I was hearing a bell jingling. I thought I was
Yeah.
going crazy. I was like, what is that? Santa? Like, what is that?
It's the Christmas
Yeah.
episode.
Isn't like if you can hear the bell still, you're, no? You
still believe.
Isn't that the
Yep.
Polar Express? No?
Yep.
Okay.
I think you're right. If I
Yeah.
had to guess.
I'm making up, maybe. Who knows? I thought
think you're
Santa
right.
was here. I don't know.
He's here.
Okay.
But I think if I had to say, Andrew, you and Drew have two of the best laughs.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
When you
Your
get them
laughs are
together,
great.
oh, it's
Roaring.
upsetting.
And the Drews.
The Drews, yeah.
I wanted them to open a coffee shop together called Andrew and Drew.
It's just a lot. It's just like dudes in gingham, just like leaning on each other. That's big, you know.
And for those of you who don't know, Drew Saplin is our director, writer / AD, does a lot of things.
Yeah, he directed.
Sweet boy.
Directed The Weird Place, which I'm sure most people have seen or heard of, and a ton of other things. He actually has been working with Rooster Teeth for a very long time.
Yeah.
He directed some shorts back in the day as well, or AD'd on them rather.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet boy.
Well, we're gonna start things off with some hypotheticals.
What?
We haven't played these in a while. So basically, these are hypothetical questions, but
Okay.
they're not very typical
okay.
hypothetical questions.
Okay.
They're hyper.
Ooh.
So this one is called Euphoria Forever.
Ooh, forever happy.
Imagine the following 3 sensations.
Ooh.
1. Chewing and swallowing the first mouthful of your favorite food after starving yourself for 48 hours straight. The food is prepared perfectly. Number 2. Lying down on an especially cozy bed after 12 hours of nonstop physical labor on a cold day.
Okay.
3. The first moment of urinary release after having held a completely full bladder for more than 90 minutes. For the rest of your life, you will feel one of these 3 ways all the time. This is how you will feel always. 24 hours a day. You won't be doing the specific activity, but you'll always be experiencing the acts accompanying euphoria. Which one do you select?
Oh,
Wait, so I'm like always exhausted until I fall into bed?
You're always feeling the euphoria of
The
falling
release
into
of
bed.
falling into bed.
Or
Yeah.
the food touching your mouth or whatever it is.
Is none of them an option? Because I feel like at one point, like too much of a good thing is torture.
Right.
Like you would be so desensitized to being in that
Yeah.
euphoric state that it would
Yeah.
be like, it would be hell.
Too much. I guess like if you had to feel one of these ways often, like what is the best or what's your favorite sensation?
Oh, for me, it's getting into bed.
That
It's
was
always
gonna be
getting into
mine.
bed.
Yeah. I still think back to when we were filming Laser Team. It was a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shoot, and it was 26 degrees,
Ooh.
and I was in a cheerleading uniform the entire night. I thought I was gonna die from cold.
That's cold.
And then I remember getting into bed when I got home at like 7 a.m. and just being like, this is where I want to live forever.
I live and die.
This is my home now.
Yeah, of just being so tired and cold and then getting into
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, just that's like one of the best feelings in the world, you know? Like last night we stayed here late doing we were shooting a thing that
Which
we
should be
were-
out by now.
Will it? Yes, it will come out.
Yeah, it's a
Game of Thrones like little thing that we did. But Barbara and I got here at like 9 a.m. and then I was here until like 9:30 at night, and I was so exhausted and we were so sweaty
Oh God,
from
so sweaty.
being in stage 2.
You were there too.
Yes.
Yeah, and like
It's very
dressing in these like medieval garb and like just sweating our asses off. And I got home and I was exhausted. I was asleep by like 10:30. And
Yeah.
like as soon as I got into bed, I was just like,
Yep.
Fuck.
When it's all like plush and everything.
Oh yeah. That's I think that's what like why that one seems so satisfying is because unlike the other two, that one, when you get into bed after like a long day, it's like I earned this. You know what I mean? Like you like lie down, and you're like finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being lulled into the sweet arms of Morpheus. Like this is like finally. I could,
Yeah, the bathroom one feels like not comfortable in the lead up to that. That's not, I don't associate, like I know that's a relieving feeling, but it's like, you've been in pain.
It's a relieving feeling, but it also like sometimes it's just like you're so much in pain from it that it's just like I still don't feel great.
Yeah. Food was my other pick. I was between food and bed.
What would it be?
Ooh.
I'm the bed one, I think.
I'm the bed one, but if you're gonna pick a food, what would the food have been?
Yeah, if that's
is
like
the
what
question.
you're picturing. Your favorite food after
starving?
48 hours.
I mean, I love French fries.
Yeah.
But
Or
they don't
a-
have like the same, always, they're not the heartiest, but
Yeah.
I love French fries.
It's probably like a nice like fried chicken sandwich or something.
Ooh, solid choice.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say like buffalo chicken sandwich because I like that like little bit of heat.
Spice.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Also, I wanted to ask about the bed thing. How do you feel? Like, I like getting into a cold bed. Like that is the
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But only if
The
you're
best.
not already cold.
right.
I was gonna say, if I'm cold, I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Like coming down, like hard day, long day, you're a little hot, but like AC's on, you like get into the cold bed,
cold sheets.
and then like warm it up to like your body. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's also
sweetest
nice
one.
when
You
it's
kick your legs around too.
Oh, yeah.
Just find the cold spots. Oh, I do that
Yeah.
all the time.
Meryl is kicking her legs as we speak.
That's how you do it right there. Oh, you gotta find the cold spots over there.
I like
Yeah, you're
being
skiing
in
under
bed
there.
bundled up when it's cold in the room.
Oh, yeah.
So like wasn't cold before, get into bed, then you turn the AC down. I have a Nest now,
Yeah.
so I'm all about
Oh, yeah.
just
It's the
She
best
could do
thing.
that.
Or you can even, like, I've gotten so fucking lazy. My lights are Hue lights. I have a Nest, and I'll, like, pull up my phone and wait for the app to load. And I'm like, oh, wait, Alexa,
yes.
turn down my lights to 25% and turn down my Nest to 70.
Smart home.
There are those conversations, like my girlfriend and I have had those conversations where we immediately have to talk ourselves out of being like ultimate hedonists. When you're in bed and it's like, it's a little chilly and you've like warmed the spot and you're under there and you're like, oh man, I really want to go get a drink from the fridge. Should we put a mini fridge in our room? No, stop this. No, this is a slippery slope.
See,
We cannot do this.
We've definitely been in bed and it's been like, all right, let's turn the AC down here and then turn the lights on and then order food via Uber Eats. And then like when it arrives, tell them to leave it at the door. Don't do
I
it.
want everything that's coming to me.
I'll get there.
But not interact with any humans.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
All right. Which one should I do? Oh, I'll do this one next. All right. This one is called The Price of Sex Appeal.
Ooh. Exactly how much that costs.
You meet a wizard in downtown
Nice.
Chicago. I don't know why we're in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And
very
he's a wizard.
specific.
All right.
The wizard tells you he can make you more attractive if you pay him money. When you ask how this process works, the wizard points to a random person on the street. You look at this random stranger. The wizard says, I will now make him $1 more attractive. He waves his magic wand. This person does not change at all. As far as you could tell, nothing is different. But somehow, this person is suddenly a little more appealing. The tangible difference is invisible to the naked eye, but you can't deny that the person is vaguely sexier. The wizard has a weird rule, though. You could only pay him once. You can't keep giving him money until you're satisfied. You could only pay him one lump sum up front. How much cash do you give the wizard?
That is a tremendous amount of traction for. That is,
So they're just saying the wizard will make me attractive if I give him a sum of money, but once he does it, it's like I can't go, here's another $50.
Right.
Amp it up a little more.
So like he said, like
Okay.
$1 basically is like invisible to the naked eye, but you could
Got it.
somewhat tell.
She's thinking.
yeah, I'm a wizard. Welcome. Yeah, just give me whatever, how much money you think you just, I.
What he also the Wizard of Winterfell?
It's like,
Chicago.
yeah,
Yeah.
go Bears.
I don't know.
What?
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Duh, Bears.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just
Sorry, that's-
imagining this wizard on the streets of Chicago.
Being his magical appearance
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I mean, that's.
I would give him Why not? Like, I'd give him like a $250.
Oh yeah, like easily.
Whoa.
What are you thinking?
I was gonna give him an Abe Lincoln. I was gonna give him a 5.
Really?
What?
Because in that other scenario, you get $1, and that guy was just like, the other person was just like, noticeably more appealing. I feel like you give him 200, you're going to need
You're
like
Helen
protection.
of Troy. Yeah. You're starting wars.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like one of the Jenners or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
$250. Where you going?
I just thought a couple
don't know.
$100 is not a lot of
Yeah,
money.
I was thinking like
Hopefully, you
$250
could
a
just-
one-time payment.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little pricey, but like that's
Yeah, as a
lifetime.
one-time payment, it's a good amount, but
Oh,
it's
for sure.
over your lifetime.
Yeah.
$200?
But yeah, if you think about it, you go from being like, oh, it's just a dude, to, oh, it's a dude I'd probably sleep with.
Is that
With
wow.
$1. That's what I took it as.
That's how I saw it.
$1.
Like $1. It's like goes from like to.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like maybe one of those shots.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
All right.
It raises on eyebrow.
Yeah.
Maybe like $20 then.
Okay.
Reduce
Do maybe a good 25, 30.
it. Okay.
Just to check it out.
And
Just to
this is-
see.
and
Just to see.
And this is true.
Yeah, but you don't
like,
get to pay more after.
I know, but just like
You're satisfied with
I think I look okay.
who we are.
I fuck.
We're all
I'm,
all right. Sure.
Jesus. And this is like, this is increasing your attractiveness to like general.
The general
to
public.
Gen Pop.
To Gen Pop.
Gen
Gen
Pop.
Pop.
on
Okay.
GP.
Yeah, I feel so.
You're going a $5.
I'm going like, I mean, maybe 20.
Wow. Okay. I'm
I
just
feel
like,
like-
Does he take Venmo? I don't carry cash on me.
That's the rest of
Also-
that scenario is you tracking down an ATM in the streets of Chicago.
Also,
To pay a
unfair
wizard.
for him to just be like, well, I'm giving this guy a $1 deal.
Right,
Well,
just
cut
for
a dollar
free.
off my price.
Yeah.
And I'll give you
Or
the rest of that.
maybe use me as an example when you're giving this.
demoing it.
Yeah, to someone else. Give me $1.
Give me
for
$1 worth, and then I'll see
If
and
I
then
like what
if I
you're-
wanna go.
Test the product.
Yeah.
It's like
I
one
want
time.
that Baskin Robbins little taster
Yeah,
spoon
here.
of this whole
I got a great
scenario.
example of that. It was like one time
She's
I
got a
was
great
walking down at the mall with my mom when I was probably about 12 years old.
In Chicago.
In Chicago, and then a wizard stopped us.
Okay.
And we were walking by the kiosk of the people who are selling like hair tools, like hair straighteners and curlers and whatnot. And the guy's like, oh, come sit, please. Oh, come sit. And my mom was like, oh yeah, go ahead. So I was like, okay. So I sit down and he starts curling one side of my hair. And then my mom's like, oh, he's telling her, he's like, oh, this product's so great, blah, blah,
God.
blah, whatever. My mom was like, oh, like how much is it? He's like, oh, it's like a $300. We can start you with like a $100 payment. My mom said, oh, no, that's gonna be way too much out of our price
Yeah.
range. And I don't think we're
For a hair tool.
that's not something for us. And he was like, okay, okay, we're done here. And he ushered me out of his hair.
With
or
one
out of
half
his
of your
chair,
hair?
out of the chair. He ushered me out of my hair.
Yeah.
And I had half curled and half straight hair that I had to walk around the mall with for the next
Oh my
2 hours as like a
no.
13-year-old girl.
I would have been like, could I pay you $3 and
I was like,
curl all the rest of my head?
what does this cost? This was free. What do I have to pay you to finish this time?
$1.
$1, yeah.
A mall wizard. A
mall wizard
hair
got
wizard.
me.
I've seen those
Got ya.
kiosks at every single mall I've ever been to.
Yes.
It's always some
Yeah.
weird hair tools. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
always like,
or
let me
the,
try it on
the
you.
lotions, and they just like squirt it on you.
Oh,
They don't
no.
even ask permission.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
They just squirt.
They just squirt.
They just squirt.
You
I don't
some
want
free
that.
squirting?
No, I'm good.
No comment.
All right, we have 2 darker ones. that
Oh.
I was
Ooh.
saving for the
Oh,
end.
okay. Okay.
Okay, which one should I do first?
Oh, God. Well, that.
The cannibals. I feel like you should leave the cannibal one
Cannibals,
last.
yeah.
Cannibal one last.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are close friends with the wonderful 30-year-old woman who has never been in a romantic relationship.
Okay.
At long last, she meets a man she seems to like and who likes her. He is 35, a successful architect, relatively attractive and refreshingly unguarded. In fact, he is so unguarded that during the first meal you ever share with him, he stoically tells the entire table a stunning story. This is his anecdote. When I was 12 years old, I was playing with my neighbor on a railroad bridge near our home.
Oh, no.
No one else was around. We got into an argument and I pushed him off the bridge, killing him instantly. I told everyone it was an accident and I never got in any trouble, but I knew what I was doing. At the time, I truly wanted to kill him. Now, in retrospect, it was obviously wrong. I wish I had not killed that person. But that was 23 years ago. Little kids do crazy things. You know how it goes.
No.
No.
The next,
Boys will be murderers.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Goes.
Come on.
the next day, your female friend asks if she should continue pursuing this relationship. How do you advise her?
Bitch, no.
Run! Get out of there.
It was 23 years ago.
He said he really wanted to kill him, though.
Yeah, but now he regrets it.
It's
I don't know.
Macaulay Culkin and what is it? The Bad Son? Is that what the movie is?
The
I
Good
don't know.
Son.
Good Son. The
The
Good Son.
only thing I know.
It should have been the bad
Deceptive
son.
title.
Yeah,
Because he was
it's a
bad.
decoy title. That's not correct.
They're like,
son.
listen, girl, we'll find you love.
Yeah, we'll find someone else.
There's
There's a
plenty of
magician
fish.
walking around making people attractive every day.
Oh yeah. Listen,
We'll
find him.
We'll hook her up with
Give
the
you
magician.
$50
Yeah, we'll
on
hook
a
her up
loan.
with the magician. No, he's a murderer.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do it.
It's one thing to be
He
like,
didn't even
hey,
say it was an accident. He's like, I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, he pushed him.
I feel like in that scenario, like that architect better be building like homes for like
Yes.
homeless people. Like his
He's
life
the most benefactor of
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
the rest of his life should
Yeah.
be dedicated to like
Saving children.
saving children in foreign countries, like real humanitarian work.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, I pushed my friend off a bridge when I was young, and I've dedicated the rest of my life to like serving humankind because I feel so guilty about it.
Yeah.
What
And
if
I'm
he
like,
did?
I'm listening. Well, now we're talking.
okay.
Like, I'm like, okay, well,
I can forgive
But
a
when he's
murderer.
like, you know, that's how it goes, or whatever he said.
it was a lot of aw shucks in that.
Hey, you know how
that's
kids
the way
are.
the cookie crumbles.
Ruin this 12-year-old's life
Kids
forever.
don't murder constantly, I hope.
Yeah. I hope as well.
Yeah,
I sure hope they don't.
it's a brave stance for me to take. I really hope.
We're having
not
some hot takes on
Yeah.
the show, guys.
The title of this episode: Do kids murder?
Should kids murder?
Should they murder?
Redeemable?
Murder for kids?
So,
No.
everyone, consensus, run?
Yeah, get out.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of other non-bridge pushing fish in the sea.
I feel like if you care enough about your friend, you would be looking out for her.
I'd at least be like, you should know he murdered a child when he was a child, and he wanted to.
In that moment,
He wanted to.
But what if that child was going to grow up to be like the second Hitler?
We don't know that, Barbara.
We can't know that.
You don't know
Hitler
that.
2.
The second coming.
Gosh, man, the name really telegraphed what he was up to early on. We should have seen that coming.
Adolf Hitler the second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same as Adolf Hitler Jones, but you know it can't be too bad, right?
Bah, that's fine.
I was going to make a joke he was called the Rainmaker, but that's from Looper, and I don't know how popular that movie is amongst this group of people.
Never seen it.
I just watched it on the plane, so I'm more newly familiar.
You're a loopy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so this is going to be an interesting one. I read this one before the show, and I was like, I have to ask this one.
God.
You are in a plane crash in the Andes Mountains.
A movie.
Not unlike those people from the movie Alive.
A movie about a Uruguayan soccer team.
Yep.
Or was it
Rugby team.
rugby team?
It
Yep.
was, yeah.
I only know that because it says it on the card.
Good movie. You should watch it.
As such, you will be forced to consume the human flesh of the people who died in the impact.
Oh, God.
This will be a terrible experience, but is the only way for you to survive. Fortunately, you did not know any of the victims personally.
Okay.
Would you rather
Oh, God.
eat a dead baby,
Oh, God.
okay. Okay.
or would
right.
you rather eat a dead elderly person? Would gender play a role in the selection process? And how much would it bother you if this meat turned out to be delicious?
I mean, okay.
There's three
Let me
I
just
don't have
preface with
lipstick
this.
either. Can we start this up?
Let me preface with this. Of course it's gonna be delicious.
Yeah.
Well, that's a given.
Well, duh. Oh God, I was honestly thinking it would go like, what part of the body would you start first? Not would you eat an infant or your grandma?
Yeah. A baby or a
I'd probably, you know what?
I think I would have to go with baby.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Have you ever had veal?
No, I haven't.
Real good.
I have not.
I was gonna go with like the fact that they're more juicy.
Oh, gosh.
Veal, baby. It's veal, baby.
I'm sorry, if you're on the side of a mountain, are you concerned with the quality of meat you're
Of
getting?
human
I mean,
meat?
It's like, well, you know,
Human
looking at,
meat.
It's like, well, what kind of cuts you got there? Is it the tenderloin or
How
like,
fresh are
Yeah,
they?
but
baby
also
thigh.
like a baby hasn't had as much life experience, so it doesn't have all the
Nice and
toxins of all of
juicy.
life's misery.
Right. It's like, man, on the side of this mountain, I just want, I'm looking for something more free range, something that hasn't had the antibiotics.
Yeah, you got veal versus like beef jerky.
Yeah, exactly.
It's dehydrated as fuck.
Oh God. Oh, I don't.
Hannah's like, I don't think I can answer this question.
I mean, I thought elderly.
I absolutely thought.
I thought
elderly.
just not from a my nourishment standpoint, but from a they had a long life.
But they're already dead.
I'll leave them first.
I think these are already
that's fair.
dead people.
Fair.
I have a controversial addition to this. It says it's somebody that I don't know. Am I weird in thinking that I would actually prefer someone I did know?
Why?
Interesting.
Would you
no,
eat
well,
me?
the card says.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you prefer someone you know?
If you had
Because
to eat one of the three of us.
Because I feel like if it,
I don't eat meat, so I'm not going to be as tasty.
well,
she'd
Be
be-
tastier. She'd
She'd be way tastier.
Eat this bitch. She eats a
Grass-fed
lot of
meat.
Yeah, grass
be
fed
way
meat right here.
tastier.
She's
Oh.
grass fed. Eat
Oh,
her.
God, I didn't think about it that way. Yikes. Oh God. Okay.
Texas, baby or old person?
I was thinking about this. Man, I'm gonna go with Barbara.
Baby.
Baby.
The baby.
I was like, because I was thinking, what if there's like all wrinkly and tough, and there's like not enough meat on it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
'cause they're
they've lost the
older,
elasticity
they've
in their
lost
skin.
it. Yeah, this is, and I was just
That'd
like,
be
what?
I
Yeah, juicy baby.
On the other hand,
Horrible.
though,
This is
on the other
horrible.
hand, could be like some pork cracklins
There
on
you
that
go.
skin.
There you go.
also true. Also, like, wouldn't that be considered more seasoned? More seasoned meat?
Literally
Yeah. Yes.
seasoned.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like if it was somebody I knew. Sorry, going back to this. I know
Yeah,
everyone wanted to jump off of that.
So let's circle back.
jump back.
Let's circle back there. I feel like if it was someone I knew and that I had a good relationship with, it was like, look, I know they punched their clock, they're out. I feel like they would want, like, if I died around with a friend of mine who survived, I would absolutely want them to eat me to survive.
Yeah.
If it meant their survival,
Before I go, eat me if you need something to eat.
have you seen these calves? They're great. Just start there.
God.
Yes.
I did not think that was where this was going.
Well,
I didn't know. I think that's very inspirational. That you would want, someone to eat you if
good
they
friendship.
needed the sustenance.
Also,
let you
would gender go into play?
That means a lot, Mariel. She said she would let me eat her.
That's very
let you
sweet.
eat
That's friendship.
Yep.
True friendship.
The second question is, would gender play a role in the selection process? I don't think so.
I wouldn't want to see faces. I wouldn't want to even look.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
give me a little back baby fat, a little back baby fat,
Okay.
So specific.
baby back ribs.
Some baby back ribs.
specific.
Jesus Christ.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't think it would, honestly. If we're the conversation about babies versus elderly is far more influential to what we're eating than if
gender.
it's a man or a woman.
And would it bother you if it was delicious?
If it went rabbit.
Would I be like, oh God, I have a taste for human flesh?
Yeah,
Like, is
which
that
is
the
probably a
concern?
good thing because that's all you have to eat right now.
Yeah,
So it kind of worked
Yeah.
out for you.
you gotta survive.
I don't think I would, if I ate that to survive and was like, this is good, I'd be like, that's probably the starvation talking and not me wanting to eat human flesh
Right.
all of the time.
Yeah, but if you got back to civilization and it was like the reverse of a cartoon where like a turkey leg turned into a human, like you saw the opposite of what you
It's
see in a, oh, I want that so bad.
Just
Yeah.
someone like,
God, that'd be alarming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, there's
Trouble.
no great way to transition into this. So this episode of Always Open is brought to you by MeUndies. Ladies, hear me out. You probably spend about 90% of your life in underwear. So why are underwear brands for women all about how high this thong can go up my butt? Or about how my boobs need to be suffocating me? The good thing is there is an underwear brand out there that is for us that focuses on being super comfortable, and it's MeUndies. I have so many pairs of MeUndies, and I have the bras that are super comfortable as well.
Oh.
Matching sets. There's one that I just got that's like a teal blue with black little triangles
that's
and stuff like
cute.
that on it. Very cute. Can confirm. And I'm wearing my little sloth ones today. Oh, they're my
cute.
favorite.
That's nice.
They're my good luck ones.
I like it.
MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is 3 times softer than cotton. This fabric genuinely feels like actual heaven against your skin, can confirm. But why stop at undies? MeUndies offers matching lounge pants, bralettes, and onesies as well. Yes, MeUndies makes onesies, and they are incredible, obviously. How could they not be? You could also get any style that is perfectly suited for you. Women can choose from 4 different cuts, all of which are available from classic colors to adventurous prints, like the sloths can recommend. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you order any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. So to get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you'll ever put on, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/open. That's MeUndies.com/open. 15% off your first pair, free shipping. Go. Get them undies.
Get them undies.
Get them undies.
Are they nice?
They're very
They're
nice.
very nice.
I gotta try them.
You gotta
I
get
gotta
some.
try them out.
The greatest thing is when Trevor and I accidentally have matching MeUndies on.
Adorable.
Like we'll be like changing at the end of the day, and we'll be like, hey,
Hey.
because it's like you could get the same pattern usually.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I
So you can match with your girlfriend.
That's sweet. Like all that can be said about my underwear is that they exist. That's the number one qualification they have. They're very utilitarian.
They provide a service.
Yeah, provide. Yeah, exactly. I'll try now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I look forward to hearing your review.
Come back on the show. Report in. Yeah.
So our first question of the episode is from Amelia, and Amelia writes, "Is it ever okay to ghost someone?" I have ghosted.
Ooh, she's doing a little genie
I
move.
have
Hey.
ghosted once. And this is because it was someone I went on one date with. And then after the date, I said, this was really fun, I don't know if I see this going on a second date, but like, thank you so much for taking me out, blah, blah, blah. He didn't get the message and like texted me about 5 times that night to a point where I felt a little uncomfortable and then kept texting me. And it wasn't questions. It wasn't like, hey, can we go out again? Or how are you? It was just like him talking at me, being like, hey, I'm around your neighborhood.
Hey.
Hey, your bushes are nice. Wait, okay, hold on a second.
Yeah. Just stuff like that to the point where I was like, I just feel uncomfortable to the point where I
Yeah.
think I just need to block this guy's number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was all it was.
Yeah.
Other than a situation like that, I don't think it's necessarily
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever ghosted anyone. And in college, I kind of had a situation where I was seeing someone and it kind of just like slowly faded out, which sucked because
For
obviously
you or for her?
Did you?
I wasn't like she was the one who kind of just like went away.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, but I think right now like dating is so finicky. I also can't really speak because I haven't been dating in like 3. I don't think most of us can. Well, most of us have been in a long-term relationship, so I think ghosting is like kind of a more common thing now, and I don't know.
I feel like it's harder now with social media.
Oh yeah.
Because you could always find someone, or like a lot of people tend to give out their social media when they first start seeing each other, or like ask for it at least.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's hard to ghost someone because they could still follow along with what you're doing.
Right.
And like if you just have someone's number and you stop texting them or block their number, then it's just like you have no way of knowing where I am or a way of contacting me other than that.
I would say, obviously, I think in a perfect world, you owe everyone courtesy and like that you're, if you're on a date with someone and if you don't, just do what you did. Hey, like this was nice, thank you, but like probably not going to work for me. But at the same time, like you don't owe anyone anything.
Right.
So it's like,
well, it's also a little bit more challenging, I think, for a lot of women to ghost someone versus just like flat out saying, hey, I don't think I'm interested, because a lot of women maybe feel a little bit in danger.
oh, 100%.
And something like that in terms of like what the reaction might be.
Right.
And I'm sure like there's guys in similar situations who, if they are honest with someone, the person will react very negatively and aggressively. And I think that's the only hesitation I have with not ghosting.
Gosh, that's so like anxiety inducing. Like just thinking about that scenario is like, oh, how terrible. Like it's awful. I will say I have ghosted someone. Felt really bad about it.
How long ago?
It was like 8 or 9 years ago.
Wow.
So it's been a long time. But like went on a date. It was good. It was fine. And then just got busy, involved with my life, because it wasn't like, this was back when there wasn't like a novel of text messages like immediately after you just had the date. It's like, are we still on the date? I feel like this is like still going on through text. So it was like, oh, a couple days, and that couple of days turned into a couple weeks, and then it just but there wasn't like a constant like stream of communication that just wasn't being returned. It was just like, oh, I guess we both kind of mutually
So you ghosted each other.
We ghosted each other. Exactly. No furniture was moved. No dishes were smashed. We just left. Like, yeah. So, but I still felt bad that like it was like one date and then radio silence.
Yeah.
But it was not like kind of like follow up or any kind of thing about that.
That happened to a lot of dates that I have been on, actually, because I was on Tinder before being in my current relationship, and I would go on dates with people, and it would be like, we both recognized that there wasn't something there. So like after the date, it was like, oh, it was very nice meeting you or whatever it was, and then like we'd leave, and then no one texted each other.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that's,
Oh,
thank you. Like it doesn't put either of us in an awkward position.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a product of like, you know, I haven't been on a date in a very long time, but there were back when that was a more common occurrence. It was like, I feel like 80%, like 10% of or 5% of dates were awesome. 5% were so awful that they'd make a great story, and then 90% of dates were like, who cares? Like they were just like, they didn't even move the needle.
Yeah.
It was just like, that was a fine time. It was a solid B-, C+.
I ate.
Yeah, I got a meal. I talked with someone across a table. A movie was seen.
Yeah.
Like it just like there was just so much like middle ground that it was like,
I learned
we never
maybe
saw each other again.
a quality I didn't like in someone or a quality I did like in someone.
Yeah.
But this person didn't encompass.
I don't know. I feel like there's a threshold. Like I feel like 1 or 2 dates, maybe, then it's kind of okay if you're kind of, you know. But after that, like if you're in a relationship with someone or like progressing into something more seriously, then you just fucking disappear.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Like.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I know a couple people who.
Oh yeah, I know plenty of people that.
It's just like signing a lease. Oh, okay, so you sign right. What the hell? They're gone. Like, wait a second. Hold on a minute.
My realtor ghosted me. Gavin actually, I think, talked about this on a podcast about how, was it Gavin? I'm gonna feel really bad if it
you're
wasn't.
like,
it was somebody on a Rooster Teeth podcast. I think it was Gavin. Sorry if I'm wrong. Who was in a relationship with someone for like months, and then decided, no, and like didn't break up with them, but ghosted them. And I was like, at that point, that is no.
Yeah.
No.
How does that work? Because this person knows where you live. They know where you work. Probably they know your friends.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you just ghost someone?
You're seeing their what they're watching on Netflix because you share an account.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry.
No, you go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, I think you're right. I think if you're in a committed relationship with a person and you've been with them for a certain period of time, like the least you can do is just, even if it's very brief, even if it's over text, whatever it is, like just say, yeah, I just don't, like give them a heads up.
Yeah.
It's just disappearing. It's like, are they gonna like call for a missing person?
Right.
Where are they?
I would think that would
you have to
happen,
be
yeah.
thoughtful. I think you have to give them the benefit of at least some kind of closure.
Yeah.
Just disappearing it's disrespectful to the relationship you had, even if it wasn't a good one. Like even if it wasn't your favorite, like say something, tell them something.
I think that's also probably more true to like the term ghosting, like unfinished business. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, we've got unfinished business here, pal.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we had like some kind of relationship.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
seeing each other
And then
pretty
you just
often.
Go, woo.
And just fade away into the background. Yeah.
I will say though that, like the times where I've seen people be honest, especially after like the first date or the first couple days, whatever it is, being like, hey, like I'm sorry, I just don't see this working out. That person needs to be somewhat courteous about that scenario, because it is very much, people take that very personally.
Oh yeah.
And they take it like there's something wrong with me, whereas just like, no, sometimes just two people don't work out together. One person might not feel the same way that you do, and that happens. So I think if you are planning on no longer wanting to see someone, that like being nice about it is the way to go.
Yeah.
And if that person reacts poorly, that's on them. But just being like upfront about it, like, hey, had a good time with you or whatever, or like enjoyed our dates, but I don't see this moving forward.
Yeah.
I think 9 times out of 10, the person will either A, not respond, that's fine,
Yeah.
or B, being like, all right, well, Okay.
Or C, maybe like, yeah, I was feeling the same way. Thanks for putting it out there. Bye.
Yeah.
Have a
Take the
nice
pressure
life.
off me.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, one of the things, talking with friends of mine, female friends of mine, like, just like the attractiveness of the confidence to just ask someone out, like, hey, do you want to go out? Like, having the follow through after the fact, to have the confidence to go, hey, I had a great time, but this, I don't think this is going anywhere, or like.
Ce n'est pas pour moi.
Okay.
Not for her. I think, like all things, just be respectful and be courteous and thoughtful to people's feelings and emotions. And you're not going to be a jerk. And I think you're right. There are definitely circumstances like you were describing where, you probably just need to let that go and not engage with that person.
Yeah.
But I do think your point of like, if you have a relationship with this person that is established, it is not okay.
That is
like,
not
don't
okay.
leave someone in the lurch like
This
that.
guy who was texting me after that date, he proceeded to text me once every 3 weeks
Oh,
for like a couple months.
yeah.
And at one point, I had to respond
Yeah.
to be like, dude, like, I don't understand how you are not getting this. Like, I said this on the date, I wasn't interested, and you've continued to contact me, and like, I didn't want to
Usually
encourage it.
Yeah,
Right.
lack of a response is
Is a
usually enough
response,
to just
yeah.
be like,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
not gonna
Some social
try
rights.
to.
right.
Yeah.
You're not olives. Maybe I like them this time.
Yeah.
No, still hate them. No.
Still no.
We're done.
I do think
Still.
Trevor did that though. Trevor thought he didn't like olives and then tried one. He goes, it's actually not that bad.
There's always
ruining
an
your
exception.
ruining your
Trevor's the
analogy.
exception. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, don't, the golden rule, right? Do unto you what have unto you other.
Is this not alcohol? What?
That lipstick
But,
is getting to your head.
Treat each other how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
So, like, I wouldn't want to be ghosted. I mean, I think
Yeah.
of situations that I've been in where, like, relationships are kind of ending and you're kind of, like, still longing for, like, the person to be around and
Yeah.
then they don't give you what you want. But
Yeah, I would say don't ghost people, but as someone who has also been ghosted, I've gotten the message pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
not responding. Yeah.
bye.
Move on. Next, on to the next.
On to the next one.
So speaking of on to the next,
Flawless
our
segue.
next question. This is from Jim F. And very curious to see what your answers are. Jim wants to know, what makes you feel old?
Oh, Jiminy.
Well,
TikTok.
I am old. Like,
No, you're not.
How old are you, Andrew?
34.
Oh, you're not old.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a very specific example what made me feel very old. I was in San Antonio and I turned on the radio already.
There you go.
To number
Story
one.
done.
Yeah, story done. Turn on the radio. The end. Turned on the radio to the oldie station, and the Beastie Boys were on it, and that was bone chilling. I was like, well, it's gonna be hard for me to hear the rest of this song with my head in the oven because this is on the oldie station. What is happening?
Oh my God.
The Beastie. Oh yeah, that was like the second I heard like music that was on the radio when I was young, back on the oldie station.
Yeah.
That made me feel.
I think about that happening.
very
God,
old.
yeah. It's whenever they're like, Toy Stories, 20 or however old, like,
Oh,
they remind
God.
you're like, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Did not need to be reminded of how old I
Stuff
am.
like that makes
Yeah.
me feel old. When I
Yeah.
hear about shows or movies that
Yep.
I watched as a kid that were new, like Simpsons
Yeah.
is the same age as me.
There's certain breakdowns.
I feel like for me, it's also Andrew and I talk about our bones a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We're always like,
Oh, my bones.
my bones hurt, or like I have a bad knee, so I'm always like, my bad knee.
You also have a bad knee.
Yes,
I
we
also
bonded over our bad knees.
a lot of knee commiseration.
Yeah.
It's an ankle for me. I got
Yeah.
a bad ankle.
When we talk about our joints and our bones and like all of our bodily ailments, we're like, God, it's the weather outside. My knee's really acting up. I'm like, God, I'm old. I'm
Seriously,
old.
just
Yeah.
investing in turtlenecks, corncob pipes.
And the cats. I just have so many cats. It's like cats and a bad knee. So it's just like all together, I just feel like an old.
Perfect.
You're prepping early.
My girlfriend
Yeah.
was visiting her grandmother for Easter, and her grandmother lives in like an assisted living home, and she's like 94 and just as sprightly as ever, and runs around and does all these things. But she texted me. She was like, "Yeah, I'm having a really great time comparing ailments with all of her friends, and just being like, oh, your back hurts, my back hurts too." Just
That's how you
all
do
these
it.
things. But yeah, man. A good example is I didn't know what TikTok was, and the very first time I heard of TikTok was a friend of mine was texting me, And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so offended. My niece just said I was too old for TikTok. And I was like, what do you mean too old for TikTok? Like that song came out like years ago when we were in college.
Kesha song.
The Kesha song, right? And he was like, bitch.
Oh my God.
No. He was like, it's an app. And I was like, what? I still don't get TikTok. We have a TikTok now.
If you want to feel old, just watch any of them.
I just,
Yeah.
like there's some that are funny and I get them,
Yeah.
but there's some that I'm just like, what? How is this funny? And that's when I realized like, oh shit, I'm starting to age out of things. Like there are certain things on the internet now that I think like my internet like savviness died with Vine. And so like anything that comes after Vine, I'm just like, what is that?
Yeah. There's like Musically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Musical.ly is now TikTok. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how they work.
You have like the zoom function on your phone just to like look at the apps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I still to this day will go and like watch Vine compilations
yeah.
like it's the good old days.
That's our oldie station.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
those
oldie
Vine
station.
compilations. Oh,
But
tremendous.
It's been
So
I turned 27 a few months ago, and it has been interesting watching my body slowly fail. Like,
That's the age it starts.
yeah.
Just in case you're wondering, audience, 27.
Oh yeah.
When everything
Like the
starts
other
working.
day,
Downhill.
I was
Yep.
cooking lunch and I like went to take a bite of like chicken and I just got this pain in my jaw for no reason, and now my jaw pops every time I open it. I can't make it go away. What am I gonna do? Get surgery?
No. You're like that for the rest of your life.
I'm like it for the rest of my life. And there's just been so many, like my back, my ankle. Like, there's so many things that are happening to me. It's
Well,
so
we're
sad.
fighting against that. We're taking kickboxing
We
classes.
are.
We're trying to be
Well,
strong.
the osteoporosis is coming for me, though. I feel it.
Can't fight that. Can't fight that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say generally, we were talking about this earlier too, is just social media in general. Or even things like I was playing Overwatch recently, and one of the usernames was like, firefighter 2000 and whatever 3, and I was like, oh my god, does this mean that this is like a tiny child playing? And it certainly was. It certainly was, because they got on mic and probably told me how bad I was, but it was like a tiny child, and I was like, oh yeah, like 13-year-olds still exist,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm playing video games with them, and I'm an old woman. Like, why am I doing this? Like, and it is when you see those usernames that have like 1997 or like all these things, I'm like, oh no. Like kids born in the late 90s and early 2000s can maybe drink? Can they?
Oh, God.
Well, here's
Like-
what creeped me out. This was actually last year that I had this realization of people who were born in 2000
Yeah.
are now in college.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the food turns to ash in my mouth just thinking about.
Yeah.
I think about the fact that, so I'm 34. My parents got married in 1980. They had me in 84. So I am the age my dad was when I was 6.
Whoa.
So if I had a kid at 20, because they had me when they were 27.
Oh, God.
And they're the same age. So I think about me having a 6-year-old right
Yeah.
now, and it just like that is a cold mirror to look at you. It's just like,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys still use Facebook or have Facebook, but I still have it and follow my friends from high school, half of which are either married
Oh, yeah.
or have a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Or multiple kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I have friends that have 3 kids
Yeah.
now, and they're my age,
Yeah.
29.
There was a girl on my soccer team, my high school soccer team, who is a year younger than me and has 3 children and is, I think, pregnant with her 4th.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I
She's cranking them out.
can't keep plants alive.
Keep kittens alive.
Keep cats
kittens
alive.
alive. That's
but
huge.
not plants. So yeah, I was like, okay, that's different.
Something
for me.
that's made me feel old recently is it's two things combined into one. It's if I'm sitting on the floor or like a low chair, and it's how many movements and sounds it takes for me to get up
Yep.
off the floor.
Yep.
absolutely. The day I started saying the same thing my dad said when he would stand up or or sit down in a chair, it's like, well, it's all over, folks. Just shut it down. Just chinga. That's what he would say every time he would stand up or sit down. It's just like, I do that now. I come by it honestly, and it's just like, it didn't even like occur to me that I started doing that
Yeah.
until my girlfriend asked me, what are you saying? Like, when you stand up and sit down, it's like, that's what my dad said. It was like, and I just turned to dust and floated away.
Yeah, I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that was the minute. I think.
Yeah, that's another thing that I realized that used to annoy me when I was a kid that my mom would do when she sat down on the couch or in a chair. She like,
Oh yeah.
like that noise, and I'd be like, so annoying. I fucking do that all the time now.
Oh yeah.
After a long day, I get home, take off my shoes, sit down, and go.
That's the spot. Well, it's got to the point now too where you sit like I remember being like you could just sit and be like this is fine.
Comfortable.
Now it's like sit and you're like
Got it.
Pillow,
adjust
back,
this is
okay,
Yeah.
feet
Lumbar
on,
support.
you gotta get
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta
and
have
how
a
many
lumbar.
things do you guys sleep with to make you more comfortable?
yeah.
as
like
well.
3 pillows.
Oh yeah.
Pillow between the legs,
Yeah.
pillow here.
This is relatable to the audience.
We've got all sorts
all
of age
old as
ranges.
well.
To the Centrum
You're all
Silver Hour,
old,
we
yeah.
really appreciate y'all being here.
This segment brought to you
have
by
this to look
Activia.
forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys definitely have this to look forward to.
Grim vision of things to come.
Yeah.
had to start taking Activia.
Activia,
Yeah,
take it.
because another part of getting old is your bowels don't work great all the time. Your
Yep.
digestive system.
You can't eat what you used to.
You really
I could
can't.
just tear through junk food like it was my job.
I used to
and-
get home from high school because I also played a lot of sports in high school, so this might have been a factor. So I had a metabolism of like a fucking ant or whatever it was, and I would get home.
Yeah. I think it checks out.
That's that saying we all know, the metabolism of an ant.
They're skinny.
They lift a lot.
They're very strong.
They carry stuff.
Yeah.
But I used to get home from high school, and it'd be my time where my family wasn't home yet. So what I would do is I'd just make myself a bowl where I would put in M&Ms and Reese's peanut butter cups and chips and just like junk food. And I'd bring that bowl up to the couch upstairs, and I would just eat snacks and watch cartoons.
That sounds amazing.
Up until I was like 17. And I weighed like 120 pounds.
That kid metabolism.
Oh god, that does sound amazing.
And now I eat like, I smell a cheeseburger and I gain 3 pounds.
It's not fair.
Or you have terrible diarrhea for the next few days.
Yeah. Or you have like stomach aches.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
I do feel fortunate. I'm a very good sleeper. I
Me too.
can sleep kind of anywhere on anything. For a like decent amount of time, although this is a new development in the last year, is my body, regardless of alarm, automatically wakes me up in the morning at like 7:30. It's just Nosferatu, like rise from the crib. I'm like, I don't have to, it's Saturday. I don't have to work. Sleep in, you dumb
That
body.
happens to me
like
too now.
Really?
Because it's like you're used to getting up a certain time for work, and so your body
that.
starts learning that. So even on the weekends, it's like 8 o'clock every day. The thing that sucks is if you're staying on the West Coast and you're like, oh, 6 a.m. now.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what time it is back in
home.
Austin. Yeah.
That's one thing I am looking forward to as I get older because my parents can just sit down and just
Oh God, yeah.
knock the fuck out wherever, and I've never been able to do that.
It's a superpower.
It is.
I wish I could do that. I'm a horrible sleeper.
Oh, yeah.
And it is the worst.
Oh, same here.
It's I'm so jealous.
Do you have trouble every night getting to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty much. But I've been like that my whole life, and I think it's because I'm a deeply anxious person.
Yeah.
And I think it's also, someone once told me, I don't think that this is true, but I do think it's funny, that because I'm so blind, that I'm inherently more afraid because I'm at my most vulnerable when I'm going to sleep because I can't see anything.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as I take my contacts out and I don't have my glasses on, can't see this far from my face. And so when I'm getting in bed, I'm like, please don't murder me. I can't see anything. And so I'm inherently like I'm an anxious person, and then the additional wariness of not being able to see anything, my body's like, you're gonna get murdered. Don't go to sleep.
You won't be able to see his face, so you can't identify
can't
yourself and survive.
Get his DNA under your nails. That's all you gotta do.
So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I find it very funny and interesting. And I've never been a good sleeper. I've now invested. It was like I think like $30 on Amazon, but I have like a white noise machine.
Think about that
I put
$30
on.
to get you from that wizard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Make me beautiful.
Investment.
But
Yeah, the noise machines are great.
They're great. It helps. But that, again, that's how I know I'm old, that I need a white noise machine in my room. And there was a whole saga where I went trying to find a pillow that would be good for me to sleep on. I went through 9 different pillows. I had back and shoulder pain, and I was like, these pillows aren't good.
Which one did you end up with?
Old. I ended up with a Columbia, which didn't know they made pillows. I thought it was like only athletic or outdoorsman gear. But they make like these, they made a pillow that was good for me. And I was like,
Firm or
nice.
soft?
It's like a compromise.
compromise.
This is so not relatable.
No. Oh man.
This is like the best conversation.
It's a good
Just
No one
wait.
wants to hear about this.
No, just you wait. Oh, it'll happen to you.
Oh yeah.
One of these days. Oh, but you
Look
got,
right at 6 and tell them.
Yeah. One day you'll have hard opinions on a pillows. You'll think about the firmness or softness of a pillow and have preferences.
And that's how you know you're old.
Yeah.
Or get excited about a new pillow.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to sleep on this tonight.
Yeah.
pillow day. I get to, the new one's coming in the mail. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love an old crusty pillow though. A nice like
Crusty?
Like
I wouldn't
not
say
crusty, but
crusty.
like worn in pillow.
Oh, yeah. The ones where if you take off the pillowcase, you see all your drool stains
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Oh
Like-
yeah, a comedian Kyle Kinane has a really funny bit about that, about looking like a map of the new world.
Yeah.
Like it's just old tea
Like
stain.
sepia.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I am very gross.
I'm
Yeah.
horrifying.
Nothing is more embarrassing than, I think this is like, after I started dating Trevor and he started sleeping over, and there was one time he was helping me change my sheets, and I took off my pillowcase, and it was just literally like drool stains all over, and I was just like,
You're like, it's not mine.
this is a lot very old.
That's very old.
This is very
Someone's been putting their
Sneaking in
coffee
here.
on
Yeah,
my
I think
pillow while I have.
spilled something. All right, well, awesome. We're
We're old.
We're old.
Who was that? Jim F. What was his name?
Jim F.
Jim F.
Jim F.
Hope that helped.
Yeah.
Jiminy
Hope
Frickets.
that provides you with some.
God.
So before we move on to our box of issues, I would like to say thank you to Squarespace. This episode of Always Open is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run businesses. Squarespace has a bunch of really cool features. Their platform makes it easy to unify your brand voice from your homepage to your emails. With Squarespace, you can create a beautiful website to showcase your work, blog, or publish content, or sell products and services. It's great for artists, photographers, designers, cooks, performers, trainers, and even weddings. All kinds of people use Squarespace. They give you the ability to customize the look and feel, settings, products, and more with just a few clicks. Everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box. See how your visits, unique visitors, and page views trend over time as well. Gain insights into the top traffic sources, products, device types, browsers, and operating systems by visit. So many insights, so wonderful. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you are ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/open to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/open, 10% off your first purchase. Thank you, Squarespace.
All right, Squarespace.
I've been working on a website for Bernie.
Oh, have you?
I wanted to make
that?
I wanted to make Bernie's homepage, but all I did so far was make the header image, which is just a bunch of pictures of Bernie, and it says Bernie Burns. His real name is Michael, and that's all it says so far.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
I love this like expose.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
it's gonna be just a bunch of fake facts about Bernie.
Excellent.
What? Why are you doing that?
Because Squarespace was a sponsor on some other podcasts we do, and
okay.
I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna make you a website.
Is it Bernie.com?
I don't
I
have
know
the
he
domain
owns-
yet.
Okay, I know he owns Bernie.com.
He does, so maybe we'll
Because
transfer it.
the country of Bernie, I think, or city of Bernie.
City of Bernie, Tasmania.
Yeah. They like reached out to him. They were like, "Can we have that?" And he was
And
like,
he's like, no.
Keep walking. I had a website.
Keep walking.
That I made on Squarespace. It was linked tin, and it was
Just
I
with
was
the tin
very
cans.
bored. It was like an advertisement for tin cans on a string. It was just
It wasn't.
it absolutely
What?
linked tin,
I love it.
Pun master right from the start.
He's got it.
folks.
That's why we are friends.
That's right.
The puns.
Puns.
Me and
Puns.
Andrew share an office, and it's just nonstop
Oh,
Simpsons
man.
references and puns.
Yeah.
Yep.
Match made in heaven.
And whenever it's like I have my monitor that like blocks him too, so whenever something happens, I just like, hey.
Both of you are very hidden in that office. You have
Yeah.
to really get into your office if you want to like talk to either.
It's because we're working very hard.
I know.
We're making jokes.
Yeah. I love. Oh.
What's happening?
Jokes.
Jokes. My eyebrows were going absolutely bonkers just then. Sorry.
All right, so this question comes from an anonymous male. This is our box of issues question. I work at a clothing store, and the other day a cute girl came in. Later, I was working the cash register, and she happened to be one of the customers I checked out. Part of my job at the register is to get people's emails. I asked for hers, and she gave it to me, and it was the normal firstname.lastname@blank.com. So when I went on break, I looked to see if I could find her in any social media, and I did. My question is this wrong of me to contact her From what I can see, she is single. And if I did contact her, what would be the best way to do so without sounding too creepy? Anonymous male.
I think that's weird as hell. I don't do it. I'm saying don't do it. Don't do it. There's no way to
'Cause
not look like a creep.
There's no way to go. There's no way to introduce yourself into that situation without.
Hey, me, Tom from The Gap. How you been? Got your email. You want to go out?
Like those chinos, coffee? Question mark? Like it's
Yeah.
Here's a coupon. See you soon.
Yeah. Even if you
See
mean
you
well,
soon. So ominous.
it's just not going to come across the way you want it to.
No.
I feel like even if you intend to just be very, I don't think there is necessarily a way that you can write that message and it won't come across as the person feeling like, how did you get my email? Why do you know who I
And you
am?
could risk losing your job.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
For
Yeah.
sure.
absolutely.
I feel like it's better, if possible, to say something. I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't even know if that's better, like in the moment, because at least then it's just face to face. And I think like it's better if you can offer your contact information. I know this doesn't help because it's after the fact. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be a love killer. Who's
Just
like,
in the future, if
"Don't
you
do
ever
it."
do see another.
But yeah, I think it's
person
always
you're interested in.
easier for a person who's being approached to go out if you can say, you know, I really like your style, or we have similar tastes. Like, if I didn't know if they said where they worked, but it's like, you know,
Yeah.
if you work at a record store and they're buying an album that you really like, you can say like, I really like your taste. If you'd ever want to like grab a coffee sometime, here's my number. And then they can be kind of like we were talking about earlier with like ghosting. It's like they can either
in their
choose to
court.
respond or not, and it's a less kind of intense thing for them to respond to than getting a cold call or a cold email where they're kind of like, where is this coming from? Who is this person? So that doesn't help with the after the fact. I think like in general, my instinct would be if you can in the moment, do it in an sort of mellow, unobtrusive way. Just
Yeah.
kind of be like, I'm really into like what you're into. Here's my number.
Yeah.
But like asking for someone's number or, I mean, you did get the email not like by looking them up and finding it. So I get the instinct, but I think there's probably no way, even if you mean well, for it to not come across as a little bit invasive.
It feels very, like an invasion of privacy,
Yeah.
even though they did give you
Yeah.
the email, is only because you work at the store and they had to for
It
their
was in the
account.
context of
Yeah.
the situation, not
Yeah.
just like, oh, hey, here's this, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely done creepy, not to this extent, to be like, oh, I got this email, but I've like looked people up or like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to find social media, like of people I'm dating and whatnot. But I've never thought to be like, I'm gonna contact this person
Right.
and just be like, hey, I found you through the internet or found you through these circumstances, like let's date. Not a good idea. And the biggest thing that comes to mind is that like this girl can then be like, go to your job or your manager and be like, hey, this person's like getting information from customers and reaching out to them. It's not okay. I feel uncomfortable, and you could lose your job.
I feel like absolutely if you were to say that were to work out perfectly and you were to be a couple and then tell someone your story of how you met, it would like you'd get halfway through that story and like the people in the room would be like, You'd be like, oh, so how'd you two meet? Oh, well, it's this funny story. She came into my job and I was folding some sweaters and then I actually checked her out and then I got her email because our job takes emails and I went through her social media.
Stalked her for a couple weeks.
And I had her email because my job allowed me access to her. Oh God, is it hot in here? Oh my word, I'm sweating
Also, did
so
I happen
much.
to mention when I was 12, I pushed some kid off a railroad?
Anyway, I killed him and I loved it.
Gonna diffuse this situation.
Yeah. So you're halfway through the story and like perspirating because you should be. Like I feel like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of weird.
Not a good start.
Looking at it objectively.
Right.
Like
I do see his dilemma because clearly it's not ill intent. He's met a girl at the store he works at and he had an attraction to her. And like in any situation, like a bar or whatever you're at, you could go up to that person and be like, hey, what's your name? Like, I think you're beautiful, whatever it is. And it's like easier to say like, in that moment, it would have probably been better to have reached out then, even though like still you're at work. So it's
it's still a little bit, you're putting a customer in a weird position.
Right.
They're like, I'm just here to buy some pants.
Right.
Yeah, little
I mean,
gray area.
But I also think it's, like you said, it can happen kind of anywhere. But I do think at least in that circumstance, you're giving them an opportunity to be like, thanks, never gonna use this. Or maybe they will, but.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say, anonymous male who wrote in. I will give you some other perspective. This happened to a friend of mine where she was getting picked up at an airport and the person picking her up had her name. And this person looked at her name, saw her getting picked up, and thought she was cute. And so he looked her up on social media and DM'd her through Instagram saying, like, I saw you getting picked up at the airport. You're really beautiful. I'd love to take you out for a drink, blah, blah, blah. And she did not like that.
Yeah.
She thought it was a little creepy. So if you were wondering what the other person's reaction might be, that's probably in the same area of how they'd feel.
Yeah, I feel like mentally it like rides that line. It's like either this is going to be extremely flattering or extremely I'm calling the cops. There's not a lot of gray area there. So it's like I lean on the thing that won't get a restraining order. Like lean toward that thing that's just like if your instinct is this way, like go the way that like this won't like.
If she comes to the store again, then you know it was meant to be,
Talk
and then I'd speak to her and have a conversation.
Yeah, look, maybe if she has an email there, she's a frequent shopper.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Also true.
Do not by any means email her.
Yeah.
If we haven't been clear enough.
Maybe something you could do, and I don't know what your guys' opinion of this is going to be, but if you happen to find her Instagram or Twitter or whatever, maybe if you have like a mutual friend that you happen to see that you have, you could ask that friend about this person. Yeah. I don't know what you feel about that.
Depends on, I don't know, like, I mean, like if you have a mutual friend and maybe like if, you know.
Although it's still a weird thing to like, hey Hannah, like I saw your friend Tom at the store the other day and we never met, but I looked up his email and I thought he was cute. Could you hook me up?
Yeah.
That's like, you know, a little weird.
Yeah, well, if it were me, I probably wouldn't go into detail. It'd be like, oh, I saw like this so-and-so goes into the store often and I saw that you're friends with her. Like, what do you know about her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like all things, be respectful. I think that was our earlier. Yeah.
Be respectful.
Think about how other people feel.
Be nice. Be kind. And
and eat the baby.
And eat the baby.
Okay, well, can we take that last, strike that last one
We'll roll
from-
that one back.
Emphasize
Take that one back.
Eat the baby.
Yeah. So I think ultimately he asks, my question is that wrong of me to contact her? Probably.
Yes.
I think it's not advised. It's ill-advised. I think your intent is in, you know, the right place, but I don't think to her it would be received.
Well, follow up to his second question was, if I did contact her, what would be the best way to do so without sounding creepy? So let's say in a world where he does reach out to her.
You press send. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think would be an appropriate message?
Oh God, I don't even want to say anything. Because
I know, you don't want to
right
encourage it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texas is shaking his head.
Not.
They're shaking
No.
his head.
Oh,
Texas, give us your opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm very.
Yeah, this all is very like.
So.
Okay, what would you do?
So like, I guess because I work in a bar, obviously, and so I see this happens a lot, and so I can see where it is flattering. But I can't get over the fact that it's just creepy that he looked her up, you know, because it's just, you can't look someone up. And I kind of go back on what you said. If the person comes back in and then, you know, you're like, oh, okay, that person came back again. Maybe I need to like say, I think maybe do a little flirting with the person. I think, and maybe they'll kind of get the hint like, oh, okay. But I don't think you should look anyone up and actually contact them because I would be really freaked out actually, even just for me. I'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm changing my locks.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, now I have to block this person.
But also then you probably don't want to go back.
Yeah, and then I would say, what if I like that store and now I'm like, well, shit, now I can't go shopping there. Again,
now I gotta go shop at the
Or
domain.
now I gotta go like look and see if that person's working and So I would really advise no.
Okay. Ignore what I said.
Yeah,
Barbara's trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I
We're
would
just
do it.
trying to keep you from.
I think for their sake,
Yeah.
we're saying we know you mean well because you're asking in a very positive way, but that person won't know what we know.
And like your friend, you know, your friend got very offended, and you know, again, that person, I mean, may think, oh wow, that was really sweet of that person.
Yeah.
But I think most people in general are going to think it's creepy.
Yeah.
They'll be wary.
So so just
And then they might
wink
think it's
and-
something you do all the time, too.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So I would.
Especially if you try to like insert humor into that email, because then it just comes across like, I don't know what they're doing. It's like I'm not stalking you or anything.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing reads like you think it's.
Nothing
reads like you think it's going to be in your head. You're like, oh wow, LOL. And they're like, no,
don't
just
assume.
not,
Assume everyone's checking that email, going, "The fuck fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like,
This-
yeah.
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 So, yeah.
Well, thank
That's
you.
what I think.
That's
so.
much better input than I could have ever given. Well, I think he has
you
the
have it.
answer.
Yeah.
Sorry if you didn't get the answer you're hoping for, but show's all
We're
about
we're
hope.
looking out for you and also for this person's best interest because there's. If she comes back, talk to her then, but do
Yeah.
not reach out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Well,
everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Always Open.
So-
We have another Box of Issues question that we're going to be answering on the post show. So if you're a first member, go check it out. If you're not a first member, what are you doing? Sign up. Come on, go watch it. I'm Always Open.
oh,
I thought you were gonna say something, and I was like, no.
I'm just saying, oh,
Oh, cheers, my friend.
cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Yay.
To not DMing people.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, hey YouTube, it's me, Barbara. I surprised you, didn't I? Well, while you're here, why don't you check out some other videos we have for you down here. Click like and subscribe. Rooster Teeth, we put out all types of cool content every day. So come back tomorrow for more. Goodbye.